All right, so by the time that you guys are watching this video, it is officially Wednesday morning, which means that there is only 2 days left until the release of update number 2 for Pets Go, being the spooky update, aka the Halloween update. Now, like we've been doing so far with all of our leak videos, we're going to be transitioning back and forth from in-game as well as to Twitter, so I can show you guys a couple of pictures so we can go over pretty much which leaks are legitimate and seem somewhat realistic, as well as the ones that just seem really outlandish. Now, I guess to sort of start things off, let's jump into Big Game's Twitter here, because as you guys can see here, yesterday at 7:05 p.m., so roughly around 7 hours from the time that I'm recording this video, they went ahead and tweeted out saying, "Who's ready for a spooky update on Pets Go?" So just as I predicted last week, it really didn't make sense for them to drop a Halloween update for Pet Simulator 99 and then also add some competition on top of that with including a Halloween update for Pets Go. So I mentioned to you guys that I was pretty confident that the Halloween update was going to be left for this week. And sure enough, here we are. Halloween update is indeed going to be available this Friday, on top of the fact that Pet Simulator 99 is going to be receiving their part 2, which, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be some type of trick-or-treat thing. But as per usual, I am going completely off topic. Now, although technically we haven't gotten any official leaks as of right now from Big Games, which I will do a follow-up video as we get closer to Friday, because I'm sure that they will put something out, we do have the incredibly questionable Big Games Pets leak over on Twitter. This guy apparently has some hits, some misses, and honestly, everybody has a different opinion on him. I just find it really interesting to go over some of this stuff because majority of the time it's either extremely far-fetched or sometimes he's actually right on the money. One of the ones that I do seem is pretty reasonable here is going to be these eggs. So we know that currently the best egg in the game is the mushroom one. And I believe for the most part, if we sort of follow the list here in game and then we head back to Twitter, I believe he actually has the order correct, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, if you take a look here, dog is right before mushroom, which means if they introduce another 3 eggs, or let's say even 4 eggs, then in theory, it should be this egg, this one, and this one, leaving still an extra 6 eggs that haven't been released. Now that would pretty much bump us up to a 1 in 14 chance every single egg. And honestly, I feel like this one is one of the more reasonable leaks. I don't doubt for 1 second that these are actually within the game files. And I mean, to be 100% realistic, these are pretty much reused from Pet Sim, I think. I might be wrong, but either way, I think it's pretty safe to say that we are going to be seeing at least 3 to 4 more eggs, and they will more than likely be coming in the exact order that he has it right here. Now, this next one that I sort of want to show you guys is kind of interesting because he actually tweeted this out on the 16th, being last week. So I'm assuming that he maybe thought that we would be seeing a Halloween update for the weekend that just passed, for update 1 to be a little more specific. But obviously, as you can see from this little bit of image right here, the map looks extremely bare bones. So obviously it wasn't ready, and they obviously had no rush because they knew that they were going to have another week to work on it because Halloween update was slated for update number 2. So again, I think this is one of those posts of his that I feel like is actually pretty accurate. I'm almost 1000% confident that it is not going to look like this at all. It's going to look completely different, but it's still really interesting to see that there is going to be a completely rethemed map for the Halloween update. That's actually super exciting. Maybe not so much for you guys, but for the sake of thumbnails, it's going to sort of spice things up a little bit. Now, this next one is one of the ones that I feel is a little bit far-fetched, but at the same time, it could be very well possible. And again, one of those things that he posted last week for update number 1. If we take a closer look here, he's basically showing that within the game files, he did find the ability, or I guess the UI, to be able to buy multiple eggs. Now, honestly, if I'm going to keep it 100% real, I feel like this was something that was bound to come eventually. Did I think it was going to be available update 2? No, I actually didn't, and I still don't know if it's going to be available for update 2. It could be one of those things that are just added in the game files to be included in a very much future update. Although I will say that from a player perspective, I would definitely be happy with having the ability to open up more than just 1 egg. The only reason that I find this to be a little bit weird is because currently, when you do have the hatching sort of hidden, it still pops up here. So how would they do that, right? Like, let's assume that they end up adding, like the image that he shared on Twitter, 99 of these, right? Where would you actually fit 99 of them while still keeping it sort of out of the way? I don't know, man. This is definitely one of those ones where I want to read your comments, see what you guys say about this. Would you like to see it come? How would they implement it? Personally, I think I'm going to say that there's maybe like a 40% chance that this will actually come at least in the update number 2. I'm sure there's some practical way of being able to implement this that my extremely tiny brain just can't comprehend. But like I said before, man, would I like to see it added into the game? Absolutely. So now we're starting to get into a little more of the more recent leaks, being specifically on Monday, October 21st. He sent out saying that Autofarm soon will be coming to Petsco with several upgrade levels, which this one right here, man, I feel like is an absolute no-brainer. This is 1000% going to come to the game. Will it come for update 2? I think it's possible. A lot of people have been asking consistently to get it. And if he's mentioning it now for the first time, then that means that they just recently added it into the actual game files, which could very well mean that we are going to see it this weekend. I kind of hope so, man. I feel like it's going to make our life a lot easier, especially for some of you guys that are sort of like AFKing. Maybe you're not AFKing the index shop or the merchant or anything else, and you're just sort of standing here in the middle. Instead of having to do the whole entire spin around method, you could simply just turn on your auto farm and go AFK and just do your rolls. Now, obviously, it's pretty straightforward that there's going to be upgrades. More than likely, the more you upgraded, the bigger the auto farm is going to be. So this one is one that I sort of have fingers crossed we end up seeing, because I know that a lot of people will be super happy. Now, moving back over here, this one was actually posted by him 16 hours ago, and one that was inevitable. It was going to happen. So I do not doubt this for 1 second that we're going to be seeing it this weekend. I'm honestly even 99% sure that this is going to be available. But yeah, we're going to be seeing tier 8 potions, more specifically being the superiors from Pet Simulator 99. And if I'm going to be completely honest with you, that's the entire reason why I am even making this video. And it's because as soon as I saw that, I kind of remember reading a lot of your comments within the last 24 hours, especially during my last video where I showed you guys the easy ways of being able to rebirth. So many of you reached out to me, not only through the mail, but also through DMs on Discord, asking if you should go ahead and use some of your potions, or if you guys should just hold on to these until the update. If I'm going to be completely honest, man, personally, I haven't even been upgrading my luck potions to tier 7. The only one that I would really say is probably going to be somewhat worth it to upgrade it all the way to tier 8 would be the coins, so that way once the update drops, you do have a bunch of these sort of racked up, because realistically they're probably going to up the quest and the multiplier for your coins, so you're definitely going to need these, and they're going to be super important. But as far as your luck and all of the other ones, I would say that if you're going to end up using your instant luck 3 potions as well as your blazing potions and everything else, you may as well use them. Just keep in mind, man, that we are likely going to be seeing some pretty cool stuff for the whole entire Halloween event, and I wouldn't even be surprised if we start seeing maybe an easier huge to get or something just specifically for the event. So I would try my very, very best to not completely blow out through all your supplies. Try to keep a decent amount of potions right now. You only got 2 more days that you need to wait for. And realistically, I'm going to be keeping you guys updated on all the leaks as soon as they come out. Because honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised if later on today, while you guys are watching this, there's more leaks that come out and I'll do a follow-up video. Maybe we'll do a double upload. But either way, man, I think that pretty much that does it for all the leaks that we have available right now. Not really the craziest stuff, especially since we don't have too much information on the upgrades. Obviously, the coolest thing that we've heard so far is going to be brand new map as well as auto farm. Because realistically, we don't really know how real it is that we're going to be able to open up multiple eggs. So I definitely take that one very, very lightly. Definitely don't get too excited about that. And man, I cannot believe I still have not gotten the ice cream booth, dude. This rave crab booth pops up all the time, but I just can't get ice cream one. That is literally all I'm missing in here, bro. Anyways, man, I hope that you guys went ahead and enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys so much for all the support. I really appreciate it. I'm glad that you guys are enjoying the videos just as much as I'm enjoying making them. The grind continues right now for me, man. Almost 500,000 rolls, and your boy is still only at a 69 mil. That's the roll. I'm going to be adding a lot of you guys. I'm currently only at a 12% for friends online, so I'm going to have to do a complete clear out of my friends list and add a whole new batch of you guys, because I need that number to be a lot higher. Anyways, that's going to go ahead and do it for this video. Like always, I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.